Hello everybody, welcome to CFC Fan TV. As you can see, it's just me today. There's no Charlie, no Rory, but after the game we had on Saturday, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to go through the 5 things that we have learned this weekend. So let's get going. In at number 1 is of course Eden Hazard. I wouldn't be able to do this video without mentioning him. He scored for me the best goal of the season on Saturday. How's this for a stat? Courtesy of Statman Day, follow his YouTube if you don't already. Eden Hazard completed 10 dribbles against Arsenal, twice as many as anyone else on the pitch. I think that speaks for itself. In at number 2 is Cant. Now what can we say about this player? If you are any team in the Premier League, you want this player in your side, especially if you're challenging for the title. Against Arsenal, every pass he makes, every tackle is so crucial, and I do believe that he really is the spine of our team, and he's, a main reason why we're going to win the Premier League this season. I failed to see or hear any Chelsea fan giving a bad word about him. He's so consistent every single game he's played, and I think us, winning 3-1 against Arsenal, he was a big factor in that, and it just shows of what's to come for the rest of the season. In at number 3, Wenger should not have sold Fabregas. This is clear as day for me. He comes on, for a few minutes at the end of the game, scores a goal, makes Czech look pretty amateur to me. And yeah, I think a lot of Chelsea fans are probably frustrated that he hasn't had enough game time this season. Obviously with Cant coming in, I mean, like I say, the whole side is performing so well, it's quite hard to make a substitution at the moment. But yeah, I actually feel for me that Fabregas coming off the bench, he contributes so much more to the game and he's far more consistent. We all know that sort of his form dipped in the second half of last season. So, I hope he doesn't leave in the summer. I think he's a brilliant player, and yeah, he does deserve a bit more game time. But just, at the moment, he is an absolute wonder for our club, and Arsenal made a crucial mistake in selling him. In at number 4, Arsenal were poor. Now, any Chelsea fan, any Arsenal fan will 100% agree with this. They were worse than what Hull were a couple weeks back when they came to Stamford Bridge. And that's quite embarrassing. I think a team that spends, they spend a decent amount of money in the summer and they don't perform like a top team. Arsenal have become much more a business than they have a football club. And I can actually understand why so many Arsenal fans are so frustrated. Yeah, we all laugh at, the fan cams at the end of the games they have. But in all seriousness, they make some good points. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be extremely frustrated. The best thing that could probably happen for Arsenal is if they dropped out of the top 4, they weren't so consistent in that area, and they'd have to make a change eventually. Because for me, what's the difference in getting in the top 4 every season and not winning a trophy, and finishing 10th every season not winning a trophy? Yeah, you can play in the Champions League, but if you're not going to win the trophy, that's what everybody's aiming for. Chelsea have won it, the only team in London, just to remind you. So yeah, if Arsenal want to improve, they're going to need to make some changes at that club. And in at number 5, we are champions. Now, it may be too early to say, maybe some rival fans don't agree with us, but we're 9 points clear in February, and let's think about it. In the summer, we have been saying that we thought we were going to be champions in February. That's wild to me. I think for us to lose our form now, we're not going to lose 3 games, and even if we did lose 3 games, there's no way on earth that every other team is going to win every single one of their remaining fixtures. And the game on Saturday really was crucial I think it was more the deciding point, to be honest, and not just us winning that game, but the way we played. I really failed to see how any team is going to catch us now. Arsenal have blown it. Tottenham, although they're second, they're a fair few points behind now. So it's going to be so hard for anybody to catch us, and I really firmly do believe that we're already the champions. And last but not least, I'd just like to give a huge mention to Frank Lampard. He is the player for me that I've grown up watching along with JT. I think he's one of the greatest Chelsea players we've ever seen, as well as just a footballer in general. You see, sentiments pouring in from teams like Barcelona because they actually admire how good a footballer he actually was. Here's Rory holding up the flag. And it's a brilliant sentiment for the club, and I'm sure he's going to return to the Bridge in some way or another in the near future, even if it is just to support us Blues for now. Okay, so there you have it. There are the 5 things that we learned this weekend. If you like this video, why don't you comment and subscribe, and I will see you all against Burnley. Go on, you Blues.